New bag from Marc Jacobs, but I'm a little disappointed. Hello my friends, Jetron is here. It has been a moment. You know me, I come and go on YouTube. I had to come back here for a specific new bag from my beloved Marc Jacobs. And yeah, they released this bag 3 weeks ago. SZA was the face of it. I love me some SZA. So of course I had to buy it, test it out, and unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed. But before I tell you guys why you should not buy this bag, let's show you guys what it is. By now, if you have been following me, you must know that I am obsessed with these two mini tote bags from Marc Jacobs. I love it so much. I bought 2 colors, and this line has been so popular. There is a cult following, the quality is there, the price is right, it's not too expensive. Because the tote bag was so successful, they have added the bucket bag, which it's not as popular, but I mean, it's cute in its own way. And to add the 3rd installment to this line, they added the duffel bag. Woohoo! To be honest, I feel like they should have called this like the cylinder bag because it looks like a cylinder, not really a duffel. But I guess duffel makes more sense. Anyways, this is not something new that hasn't been in the market. The most popular one that comes to mind is from Louis Vuitton called the Papillon. The Papillon. I'll put a picture here. This bag was from 1966 and pretty much I would say it has come in and out of style here and there. I remember in the early 2000s, it was pretty popular, and then with popular things, the trend died down, so then it kind of disappeared. Up until Christian Dior released this roller bag in this like oblique print back in 2020, so 3 years ago. When I first saw this, I really wanted it, okay? But I was not willing to pay over $3,000 for it because that's just ridiculous. Luckily, other fashion house and other brands have kind of copied them and released their own version. So there is much more of an affordable price for this cylinder style. I actually have 3 in my collection, which I will show later on in the video when I am doing the comparison. Now going back to the duffel bag from Marc Jacobs, this bag does retail for $395 USD. It does come in, I want to say 4 or 5 color as of now. There is the classic black, which I mean, who doesn't love that? It goes with everything. Cotton, which is the one I have, which is like a vanilla ivory color. There is a red, a mustard yellow, and I believe there was a lime green. However, it's probably discontinued now because I don't see it on their website. If you don't see a color you like, don't worry. I'm pretty sure they will release more colors later on in the months or different seasons. Inspired by the iconic tote, the duffel is designed with the same full grain leather and finish with the signature embossed branding. With this color being cotton, it does come with silver hardware. There is one top handle along with an adjustable and detachable strap, so you can wear this bag as a shoulder bag or a crossbody. There is one top zipper closure, which is nice and smooth. Looking in the inside, the bag is pretty hollow. There is no full back pocket, however, there is a leather card slots where you can probably fit maybe like 1 or 2 cards if needed. Here are the dimension of this duffel. It is 10 inches in length, 5 inches in height, and 5 inches in depth. Which, by the way, can we talk about the sizing? Because looking at pictures online, I really thought this duffel would be a little bit smaller, but in person, it's a pretty like decent sizing, I would say. I mean, this can definitely pack a punch if you really need to. So yeah, let's see what fits inside of this duffel. I am going to use more larger items just so you can get an idea of how much you can really pack in here. So first and foremost, I do have my wallet. It is from Gucci. I did add a 4-key ring holder from Louis Vuitton. I do have my iPhone 12 Pro, my battery pack, and phone charger. It does fit a small pouch. I do have my Coach No Lita in here. And last but not least, some shades from YSL with the bulky case. And yes, it does fit nicely in here. As you can see, I can probably fit in more things if I want, but keep in mind, the more things you put in, the more the bag will get pretty heavy. So here's a mock shot of me carrying the bag. By the way, I'm 5'8" in height. So the first way is to handheld carry it, which is very nice. Unfortunately, you cannot put it over your arm, so that is a con. Now taking the strap at the shoulder setting, this will definitely look good as a shoulder bag. As we unbuckle the snap button and slide the straps together, it does become a long crossbody strap. Now this bag does sit a bit higher to me. My waist is here and it kind of hits like my mid section. So a bit too short for my liking. Moving on to some comparisons. So the first comparison I have to do is the mini tote bag. And as you can see, it is the same length. I was very surprised. I really thought the duffel would be a bit longer, but I think because it is more round, it takes up a lot of more surface area. That's probably why it looks bigger than what it actually is. Here's a second bag from Reebok. I actually bought this for $15 at Walmart and I use it as a gym bag. It's pretty much the same as the Marc Jacobs. However, this one is definitely more flimsier because it's not leather, it is fabric. Third on the list is from Kipling and it is a collab with MTV. Did a whole video of it, go check it out. Again, same style, it's just the Kipling is in a fabric, so it is a little bit more flimsy. Last but not least, I saved the best for last. This here is from Article & Goods, and as you can see, they both look very identical in terms of the material and the silhouette. However, it was limited edition, so you can't buy this no more. So I guess if you do want a leather version, Marc Jacobs is the one to go. Now, with all good things come some cons, and I do want to address that I'm not complaining, all right? Some people say I be complaining in my videos. I'm not. I'm just pointing out some things I don't like about certain items that I review, just so you can get an idea if you want to purchase certain things or not. So the first con I would say is the actual style. The cylinder duffel style, you don't really see a lot of people carrying it as much. And a good example of this is the Louis Vuitton Papillon bag. It's popular, it dies down. It becomes popular again within 20 years and then it dies down. I just feel like it is a very trendy handbag to own. The duffel bag is nearly $400 and in my opinion, I much rather you spend that money on the classic, the tote bag, because it's just a better investment. Square, rectangular bags never really go out of style. Plus, you can dress it up or down. With the duffel, I feel like it's a little bit more casual. I mean, obviously you can dress it up if you want, but I think the over style is a little bit more laid back. For the second con, I would say is the stitching on the side of the duffel. As you can see, it is a bit wonky. It's a little crooked and it bothers me. It really does. And I know to some people, you may think, oh my God, this is like not that big of a deal. To me, it is, all right? Because I'm paying $400 for it. So it should be nice and straight. I have addressed this in the past in my other videos from Marc Jacobs. And I do think it's just this entire line. I guess it's not meant to be perfect. Compared to my Article & Goods, the side stitching looks way better than Marc Jacobs and it's much cheaper. So there's really no excuse for why Marc Jacobs can't make this perfect, okay? Like, come on. It bothers me. For the third con, the more things you fit inside of this duffel, the more it kind of looks a little, I don't know, it kind of loses its shape a little bit. Over time, I can kind of see this being a little saggy if you're not careful enough. For the fourth con, I would say is the straps. Now these straps are nice and thick, which we do love. It's much thicker than the tote bags. However, I just don't like the adjustment. Instead of having holes, it has like the button snaps, which is not really good because you can only wear this as a shoulder bag or as a crossbody. When I was wearing this as a crossbody, it was a little bit higher up than I would have loved it. So I don't like it for this reason. I wish it was a bit longer. We're in 2023 and everyone's body is not the same. So yeah, I wish they would have added a bit more length to this or a different method in adjusting the strap. Thankfully, you can remove the strap and replace it with a strap that fits your body frame. All right, and for my last con, which is definitely more of an opinion than a con, but hear me out. So I do appreciate this top handle. Love it. I kind of wish they added 2 top handles like the tote bag. Like, can you imagine if it looked like this? I think it would have elevated the bag just a little bit, so you can definitely dress it up a little more. But I guess they probably didn't want to add it because they don't want it to be too similar to the tote bag. So there you have it, guys. That is my review on the leather duffel bag from Marc Jacobs. And if you can't already tell, I am going to return her. This time, it doesn't have to do with the color cotton. I just can't get past the stitching. And also, do I need a 4th one in my collection? I really don't. The trend will die down within a year or two, and I just feel like it's not worth losing $400 on it. Gonna return her and get my money back. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this particular style? Do you love it? Do you hate it? With that being said, you do you, boo. And of course, I will talk to you guys soon in the next. Have a great one. Bye.